And speaking of that special guest coming up, he is from the CJ Cup Byron Nelson. He is the tournament director. We're going to talk with him. And guess what? Julie and I are going to be at the CJ Cup Byron Nelson, and you can join in on the fun Friday, May 2nd at the CJ Cup Byron Nelson with us, the Mom Game, and our friends at the Dumb Zone as we go live from the 17th hole from 1 to 4 p.m. thanks to our generous sponsor, Tito's Handmade Vodka. So bring your crew and experience world-class golf as the pros take on TPC Craig Ranch May 1st through the 4th. This tournament has it all: incredible food, cold drinks, and an unbeatable atmosphere. So soak up the sun, make some memories, and catch every swing with us at one of the most exciting stops on the PGA Tour. You can get your tickets now. They are on sale at thecjcupbyronnelson.org. Also good to note that kids under 15 get in free with a ticketed adult, so don't miss out, as Tito's Handmade Vodka is an official sponsor of the CJ Cup Byron Nelson. We are grateful for them, and we want you to stop by the Tito's Clubhouse on the 17th hole and raise a Tito's Transfusion to your day on the green. Thank you to Tito's, distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume. Please drink and savor responsibly.
So the month of May, I feel like in Dallas is full of so many fun events. One of those big events that a lot of people are going to be talking about that we will be heading out to is the CJ Cup Byron Nelson Golf Tournament. And we have the tournament director here now, John Drago. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
I know it's got to be a crazy time for you. We appreciate you making the time for us. And I guess just to get started, you know, how long have you been doing this? You mentioned 22 years before we got going. It's got to be kind of old hat, huh?
Right. It feels like it's never old hat. I'll say that. But yeah, this will be my 22nd CJ Cup Byron Nelson. We always say we count at the Salesmanship Club, we count how long we've been there by how many tournaments we've worked rather than how many years we've been there. And this will be 22nd. We do count 2020 because we were ready to go when it all happened. But yeah, we're excited. We're 13 days from tournament week. The gates open 2 weeks from tomorrow, and as you can imagine, it's fast and furious right now, but we're excited. We're looking for some good weather and ready to go.
Okay, so you mentioned the Salesmanship Club.
Yes.
And that and you feel like no matter how much golf you watch, when the Byron is on, it's that is such a huge component, and people just gush over the work that the Salesmanship Club does, not only to put the tournament on, but the benefits that it has in the community. Can you just kind of tell us a little bit about the backstory there between those two entities?
I'd love to. The guys in red pants that are out there, right? Yeah. So, I grew up in Fort Worth, and I saw the people out there in red pants that were working the same thing. And then when I came here 22 years ago, I had no idea just the extent to what they did year round, to your point earlier. And it's really inspiring to those of us that work for the Salesmanship Club. They've been around since 1920. They started in 1920 with the sole purpose of helping kids and families in our community here in Dallas. It's grown into what is now the Momentous Institute is their main charitable outreach. The Momentous Institute is focused on mental health, education, and research and training. And when you come out to the CJ Cup Byron Nelson, you'll not only see the men and women in red pants that are out there who give up a week of their year, many of them several weeks to be out there, but you'll also see the programs that they support year round. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. You'll hear us talk a lot about us using this tournament to amplify mental health awareness. And so you'll see them talking about it, and we'll be out there doing all that all year long.
So how has this kind of the tournament evolved over the years? Obviously, I remember when I first came to Dallas, Mr. Nelson was still with us. And I remember just thinking it was so cool to get to talk to him. And I know that so many of the golfers that came here came because of Mr. Nelson. How has it evolved? And what kind of a challenge has that been for you guys to keep the prestige of this tournament going?
Yeah, it's a great question. It has definitely evolved. I would say not only has the tournament evolved, but the sport of professional golf has evolved and is really going through an evolution right now, to be really honest. There's a lot of disruption going on that a lot of us talk about quite a bit. But you're right. One of the great honors that I had starting back in 2003 was being able to have a few tournaments with Mr. Nelson. What he brought to the tournament and the fact that he was willing to lend his name. We were the first professional tournament named after a professional golfer. Really helped us get started back in the 60s when we started. And you're right. When I started in 2022, we had Tiger Woods was playing, He had just really started his run, and we've gone through some evolution, moving to Trinity Forest a few years ago, and now we're out at TPC Craig Ranch in McKinney, which is one of the fastest growing markets in the United States. And we're also competing for players more and more with the new signature events and so forth. But the one thing that's really been constant has been the community. They always rally. It's kind of a rite of spring to come out to the Byron Nelson and to be with your friends and to get outside from a long winter. And that mission has never wavered throughout all this change.
Em mentioned and you echoed just how much golf as a game has kind of changed, right? And it's about the guys and the guys on the course and what's happening there, but also you want it to be fun and entertaining for the people that are watching. Maybe not everybody wants to just pick somebody and follow them all day, right? Like I actually have a little son who does.
Right.
He likes to find a golfer and follow him, and it is so cool. My husband too. But some of the people just want to go out there and have fun, enjoy themselves, and of course it's a huge networking thing for companies and all of that. So what all do you guys have on tap this year? I know there's a lot of fun initiatives that you have that seem a little bit different from in the past.
Yeah, it's great question. Thank you for that. We really try to be something for everyone. As I said, we're that annual rite of spring. We want people to get outside. We want them to come to the tournament. There's definitely something that they're going to see. Something great about our sport is we're over 100 acres out there. So bring your family. We're the only sport where anybody that's there can have a front row seat to the action if they want it. They can find a place where they're right along the rope line and see their heroes. But there are also places where they can just go have some fun and hang out with friends and maybe not ever see a shot of golf. Which we've got plenty of. We've got a place called The Bunker right behind number 9. We've got a new House of CJ, which is going to be showing all of the different affiliates and brands that CJ has brought and is growing here in North Texas. We've got, for your little kids, we've got a new Byron's Buddies program, like all the other sports leagues that have these junior loyalty programs. We started one this year, Byron's Buddies, so kids can sign up ages 5 through 12. They can get newsletters about the tournament. They can hear about the history of the tournament. They get complimentary T-shirts, autographs from players, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we're in.
Discounts in the merchandise tent, exactly. But we try to also make it easy for those to come out with direct shuttle service from the parking lot. If you are bringing a family out and you've got little kids and you need to visit the mother station to handle your little kids, we've got that there. So really, we just try to make it as easy for everyone to have a good time.
And how have you seen, so I remember also too, when I first moved to Dallas and going as a patron for fun. And I'm from a small town in West Texas, so I had never been to like a professional golf tournament before. And I just remember like looking around and being like women in like heels and dresses. And I was like, holy mother, like I had no idea this is what you wore to a golf tournament. Have you seen, I guess, things become more relaxed, or is there still a healthy blend of those who are coming out there dressed to the nines and, there for more of a social setting as opposed to, those are there to walk 5 miles on a golf course?
I think the answer to that is yes. Like we've seen all of it. And that's one of the great things about our sport is it has evolved. There's a lot more families that come out now. It is a much more casual type of an event that's out there. But there's also those people that have been tired of wearing sweatshirts and sitting inside for the winter and are ready to get outside and have some fun with their friends. And I think that's what makes it fun. If you want to come out and watch not only some golf, but maybe watch some people.
Yeah, I
think you're gonna have a good time out there.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of people watching. And the same thing happens at Colonial too.
Absolutely.
And probably at all golf tournaments, right? Where it's a social event and people are, they're there to maybe catch a couple of occasional shots of golf, but also just be entertained and, like you said, get outside and have some fun.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, it's great to have the draw, right, for the sport, but then also for the community, just the different ways you guys can involve different groups. You have this mental health initiative that you've, paired up with the tournament. And I know even like the Wednesday before, you're going to have a panel focusing, what's it called? Links for Success.
Yep, that's right.
Female golfers. I think a lot of people don't realize all these things that are going on around the actual game. Could you tell us a little bit about the Links for Success and how important this mental health factor is to what you guys are doing?
Yeah, thanks for that. Because I will say, as I mentioned earlier with the Salesmanship Club, the entire reason why the Salesmanship Club hosts the Byron Nelson is to raise funds for the community. Every dollar that's raised goes back into the nonprofit programs of Momentous Institute. So mental health being our main focus. You will see it weaved throughout tournament week. The mental health panel that you mentioned is great. It's going to be a panel of tour officials, previous LPGA players, and then the CEO and founder of For All. And they're going to talk about basically the mental health crisis in America right now, how youth are dealing with their own mental health, how they're attaining to their own mental health, and give some tips on how people can better do that. We're going to have over 100 female junior golfers from the community that will be there at that event. So hopefully they get a chance to take something away from it and learn from there as well.
Okay, so it seems like, what is CJ Cup? I'm curious to know, and on me, I didn't even do any research on this. I was like, I'm just going to ask John.
I think that's fair.
Where the name came from and what it is.
Yeah, as you can imagine, all these sports they require corporate sponsorships to exist. The CJ Group is our corporate sponsor. They're a multinational conglomerate based in Seoul, Korea. They're a lifestyle brand. You'll also, if you go out there, you'll see a group called Bibigo. You'll see that logo out there. So that is prepackaged frozen Korean food that you can find in any Kroger store or any other store that's out there. And CJ's goal in becoming the title sponsor of this tournament is to try to get, try to grow their business in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is their second year with us. They couldn't be better partners. You can learn all about the CJ Group in the House of CJ when you're out there at the tournament, because they're in all kinds of lifestyle brands. As I mentioned, they're in food. They're also in Korean skincare. They have a brand called Olive Young that you'll see out there. They're in entertainment. Wow. They made the movie Parasite, for instance. So you'll see they're very they're the conglomerate behind all of these affiliate brands that you will see out there, and they're golf crazy. They are golf fanatics. They love it. They love the history of Mr. Nelson. They've just been really, really good partners.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
And learn something new every day.
There you go.
Yeah. I know the House of CJ sounds fun. You can sample the foods. There's going to be some K-pop.
That's right.
Going on in there. K-food, the latest in K-beauty. I can't wait to go check it all out. It's like you need every day of this tournament to go see everything that's going on and follow along.
Absolutely.
But speaking of the golf, who do we have committed? Who can we look out for, for the hardcore golf fans here in DFW?
Yeah, you bet. The weird thing about our sport too is we won't know our actual field until a week from Friday, because that's the way the PGA Tour works. But we're excited. We've got Scotty Scheffler will be there. We've got Will Zalatoris, a local player. Zach Johnson, who just finished in the top 10 at the Masters last week. Yeah. They're just now starting to file in, but I can promise you're going to see a lot of birdies out there. The golf course is in perfect shape right now. And we're excited to watch them compete. Yeah, and fingers crossed for great weather. We're going to be out there on Friday. Super excited about that. Before we let you go, tell us for people being like, okay, you know what? Maybe I might give this thing a try. Where can they go to learn more information, get tickets, all that fun stuff? Yeah, the easiest thing to do is visit the website. The website is the CJ Cup Byron Nelson.org. Key there is remember it's .org, because as I said, everything we do goes back into the community. But yeah. We'd love to have everybody out. We're looking forward to a great week, and I would look forward to seeing you guys out. Yeah, awesome. We're excited. If nothing else, I think all the Rory buzz and everything after the Masters, that's got people like on a golf high right now. If that doesn't get you excited about going out to a golf tournament, I don't know what does. I mean, what an awesome tournament that was. So I know I'm super pumped. Absolutely. Super excited. And we're glad to be there next week and glad that you could make it in today. That's great. Thanks for having me. Yeah, of course. Mom game out.